So the year's 2023. I just beat Kingdom Come Deliverance, and the question is, should you play it? I'm going to go ahead and start by saying yes. If you haven't played Kingdom Come Deliverance, you absolutely game. Personally, I think is something special. It was released in 2018 by Warhorse Studios, and I gotta say, man, they really knocked it out of the park with this game. Um, right off the bat, I just want to say, right, I'm not super technical and super knowledgeable about the ins and outs of how video game production works and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not really gonna touch on like the technical side of things. I'm really just kind of giving my opinion on the game and whether or not I think it's worth it to play 5 years later. Um, but with that being said, I do want to say, right, it was released in 2018 and it's on an older engine. It's not on Unreal. So it's on, I think it's Crytek engine, I believe. But so it's on a little bit older of an engine. So it does have like funny glitches or like some pop in and stuff like that. But overall, the negative aspects about the game, I really didn't mind because of all the great things in the game, and the negative stuff didn't really pull me out of the immersion because of how well they build the world of Kingdom Come. So first, we're gonna start talk. First, we're gonna talk about the story. And not much of it because I don't want to ruin it. Right, the whole goal of this is for you to play the game. But man, they do such a good job. It's really from the intro, from the very start of the game when you meet Henry, the main character. I mean, you are immersed. The music, the artwork, the voice acting, the character design, all these things really come together to build this medieval world and really immerse you as a character. Um, yeah, it's great. The progression, it seems, or I mean, it doesn't seem. I played the game. But you do right. So you do the intro. You have a span of kind of exploring the world, learning, big battle, another span of exploring more, learning, big battle. Right. So that's kind of the layout of the story, and I think they do a good job. The big battles could have been, like I said, a little bit. I would say more interactive. You'll see what I'm talking about when you do it yourself. But besides that, I thought that the story and how they build the story is really well done. Second, I just want to talk about the combat a little bit. The combat in Kingdom Come is very much like a Mordau or a chivalry type game, right? It's your first person hack and slash with like your little diagonal positions. And that's how you control the sword. That's how you control like where you're bearing and blocking, all that kind of stuff. And you know, the goal of this game, you start out as a peasant and you don't know anything, and that's very clear in the combat, especially. Right, it is clunky at first and it's hard to get a hang of, but as you progress through the story and as Henry grows as a character, you also your combat skills improve, obviously. And I can say once you get into the combat and really figure out the systems, I found it incredibly satisfying. I really enjoyed it, especially when you can go through a whole fight without really taking a hit because you're parrying or your combos are on point, whatever it is, right? I found it really enjoyable, but again, if you don't like that chivalry type or Mordau type of combat, you might not enjoy it as much. But I definitely had a great time with it. Yeah, the last thing I want to talk about are the characters. They voice acting incredible, really, really well done. Like I said, although it is on an older engine, I felt like all the models really worked well with the voices that they picked for them. All of the designs worked really well, and I mean, these characters are really what pulled you into the game. You'll see once you jump in. But there's amazing drunken priest. There's knights. There's I mean, just kind of anyone you can think of in this game, and you really meet a wide range of characters. They just did a very, very good job of, like I said, building out the world, and these characters that populate the world really bring it to life. Yeah, I can't say enough. They did a really good job.
And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Yeah, that about wraps it up. Like I said, I do not want to spoil anything in the game in case you're still planning on playing it, but I do think that this game is kind of special, and there's not a whole lot out there that can really build out a world in the way this game did and keep you immersed in it. So as far as should you play it in 2023, yeah, absolutely.